the most important thing is be honest.
Okay, very good. So it's important that
Right.
all the information that they have, in addition to, because most likely the lender is going to have the information regarding that loan, but
Right.
you've got other loans and maybe a layoff or some other financial struggles that are going on. You need to make sure that all that's on the table so that the
Right.
counselors and the lenders can work together to make the whole package affordable, home ownership as well as the other
And
obligations
be
that are out there.
realistic.
Okay.
You know, if it's a cause of decrease of hours, be realistic about that. How is it going to affect your household?
Okay, very good. Kim, I know that you're very involved in the community down in Monroe County, and sometimes it looks as if maybe people think that a foreclosure only affects the person in foreclosure. Can you share a little bit about the impact on the entire community, the neighborhoods, and how that affects people that maybe aren't going through a foreclosure?
Well, it definitely affects the property values, number one. When there are foreclosures out there, if I'm trying to sell my house, for example, and I'm competing with other properties that are in foreclosure, the prices are down, and so the overall market, in order for me to compete, I have to lower my price as well. So people are suffering, losing equity in their homes, and you know, it affects the community as that happens. People are losing their nest egg. Money is tight. Payments are tight. Job hours have been cut, like Mary talked about. A lot of reasons why people are in the situations they are. And so they've cut back in other areas as well. And you see the restaurants. You go in a restaurant that used to be a crowded restaurant all the time, and you know, there's not that many people in there right at dinner time, and so they're suffering. Their hours are cut back, and it just snowballs and trickle-down effect.
So I guess the message is that really all of us are affected when a foreclosure occurs in our neighborhood and our overall community, because not only of our home values, but also because of the businesses that aren't being visited because people's money is low. Is that right?
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Okay, very good. The other question I had for you, Kim, is you deal with a whole lot of folks out in the real estate market. What's the most common question you're getting recently, and how do you answer that question?
I would say the most common question is, you know, the people aren't real sure what their rights are when they've been served notice of foreclosure. What are my rights? What are my responsibilities? What can I do? Who do I call? And they get into a little bit of a panic. So we try to help them, you know, calm down first and get with their lender, let them know they're having problems. Just like Mary said, we encourage them to do that, and let them know to do that early on. One of the things people don't really understand is that they do have time. Some people think they have time, more time than what they really do have, and they don't get started right away. But for the most part, people don't really realize what's going to happen to me now. Where do I really stand? I know I'm in trouble. What can I expect to happen coming down the road? You know, people need to know that once they've received their notice of foreclosure and the sheriff's sale has happened, they have 6 months right of redemption on that property. Now, if you owned more than 3 acres, you may have up to 12 months before that foreclosure will actually be finalized. So you need to know that you have those time frames to work within, but get started early on.
Well, Kim, you talked about the time frames being a 6-month period of time and 12 months in certain circumstances. But we have a piece of legislation that says that there is a 90-day workout period, and before the actual time frame of foreclosure goes into effect, that 90 days would allow the lender and borrower to get together and to try and work these things out with credit counseling and looking at the overall picture. So really the legislation would extend what today is the remediation period by another 90 days with a more focused effort up front on keeping people in their homes. Would you support that legislation as being helpful?
Absolutely. We need to get that information to them and get them started working on these things prior to the foreclosure process starting. You know, the foreclosure process, it's not too late. People think it's too late. I've been served a notice, there's nothing I can do, and so they just let things fall apart and they don't make those contacts.
Okay, well, we've talked about a lot of things today. We're getting close to the end. Mary, I've got a question for you that I think would be important. I've been told that some people that went into being loan officers dealt in drug dealing before they did that, and now we've put in registration and licensing, and now they're looking for other kind of schemes. And some of them, I'm told,
Right.
by the lending institutions are out there now saying, okay, how can I take advantage of people in this market? And now we've got credit counselors that are not really credit counselors in the best way, but they're trying to counsel people into other bad choices.
Correct.
How does somebody who's contacting a credit counselor, contacting an agency, know that they're contacting people that truly are there to help and are legally going to help them to make better decisions?
Yeah, if they are confronted with there's a fee that they have to pay for credit counseling, they need to think twice about that. All of the MSHDA counseling agents or HUD agencies are free of charge. So if you are a homeowner and you need some assistance, if you are being charged, you need to think twice. Contact one of our MSHDA agencies or a HUD agency. Those are free to homeowners.
Okay, and the best way to contact them would be, is there a website
Yeah.
that people can go to?
We have a website, and we also have an 800 number. The website is michigan.gov/MSHDA, and that's MSHDA.
Okay.
Or our website, or excuse me, our 800 number is 866-946-7432. Once they call that number, an individual will direct them to an agency in their community.
Very good. We're running short on time. I know that this crisis has hit the entire nation. Just real quickly, has Michigan been hit harder than the rest of the country in your perspective?
I think that we're up at the top of the list, yes. Have we been hit harder? I think our employment has caused issues with our foreclosures being so high. We're about 4th or 5th right now in the country.
Very good. Well, that makes it just that much more serious an issue for us here at the state level. And we are doing what we can, working on, like I said, a bipartisan, bicameral basis with groups like MSHDA and the Michigan Association of Realtors and many others who care about folks and trying to help them to stay in their homes. I would like to thank you, Mary Townley from the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, for being here, and also Kim Sachs from Monroe County and representing all of the realtors in Michigan. You've been very helpful, and I hope that folks get a chance to hear what we're talking about, and if they have questions, call the numbers. Thank you very much for being here today, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.